Let's start practicing energy Bagua aerobics. Begin with warm-up exercises. Feet shoulder width apart. Prepare for side stretch. Stretch your left hand up.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、2、3、4。
Prepare for chest expansion. To the left.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4。
Prepare for high knees. Right leg first.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Kick back.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Put your right leg back for lunges.
5、6、7、8。
Bring your hind leg a half step forward. Sit back and raise your toes.
5、6、7、8。
Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Sit back.
3、4、5。
Prepare to rotate wrists and ankles. Rotate your left side first.
3、4、5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、2、3、4、5。
Prepare to settle chi. Repeat 3 times. First time. Legs are slightly bent. Second time. Settle chi in your lower abdomen. Repeat a third time.
5、6、7、8。
Get ready for the first set of movements. Do punch and kick. Bring back your right leg and punch with your right hand.
1、2、3、4。
Use force from your back when punching. The back drives the arms to exert force.
5、6。
Prepare to switch. Switch. Left punch, right punch, kick. Exert force from your back.
7、8。
Harder.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Prepare for archery exercise.
5、6、7、8。
Bring back your right leg.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、
Bring back.
8。
Do the archery stance.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、
Bring back.
8。
Use force from both arms.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8。4、2、3。
Turn. Keep your core stable.
7、8。 5、2、3。
Turn left.
5、6、7、8。
Last 3 times.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、7、8。
Pull back with force.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8。 8、2、3。
Turn.
5、6、7、8。
Prepare for knee strikes.
做撞膝。
Right knee first.
1、2、3、4。
Hands and knee exert force simultaneously.
7、8。
Engage abdominal power.
3、4、5、6。
Prepare to switch. Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
4 more.
3、4、5、6、7、 8、
Prepare for move the mountain.
5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Move the mountain.
3、4、
To the left.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Use hang ha to guide the chi.
3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Open up your body's meridians.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Keep upper body straight when pushing out. To the left.
6、7、8、
Use abdominal power to push palms.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Get ready for the second set of movements. Do punch and kick. Bring back your right leg and punch with right hand.
1、2、3、4、
Use force from your back when punching. Harder.
2、2、3、4、5、6、
Prepare to switch. Switch. Left punch. Right punch. Kick. Exert force from your back.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、
Prepare for archery exercise.
5、6、7、8、
Right leg step back.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、
Back.
8、
Archery stance.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、
Back.
8、
Use force from both arms.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8、
Pull back with force.
3、
Turn. Keep your core stable.
7、8、
Open up your chest and meridians.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、7、8、
Last 3 times.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、7、8、
Harder.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8、 8、2、3、
Turn.
5、6、7、8、
Prepare for knee strikes. Right knee first.
1、2、3、4、
Hands and knee exert force simultaneously.
7、8、
Engage abdominal power.
3、4、5、
Prepare to switch. Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、
4 more.
3、4、5、6、7、8、
Prepare for move the mountain.
5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Move the mountain.
3、4、
To the left.
6、7、8、
Push your palms.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Use hang ha to exert chi.
3、4、
To the right.
6、7、8、
Open up your body's meridians.
3、
Right leg forward.
好，6、7、8、
Keep upper body straight when pushing out. To the left.
6、7、8、
Use abdominal power to push out.
3、
Left leg forward.
好，6、7、8。
Well done, everyone. Get ready for relaxation. Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Third time. Breathe out. Move arms back in circular motions. Right hand first.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、
Move to the front.
2、3、4、5、6、7、
Arm stretches. Right hand first. Stretch your shoulder.
5、6、7、8、
Switch.
2、3、4、5、6。
Put right hand on left shoulder and look back. Relax lower back.
5、6、7、8。
Switch. Look back as much as possible.
5、6、7。
Put your right leg back for lunges. Try to keep your hind leg straight.
5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、3、4。
Prepare to shake your hands and feet.
1、2、3、4、5、6。
Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Today's Energy Bagua aerobics has been completed. I wish you all health and happiness. Till next time.
恭喜你完成了今天的练习。
Master JinBodhi's Golden Words. The best time to plan the year is spring. The best time to plan the day is dawn. If we recite Master JinBodhi's Golden Words every morning, we'll be full of energy, confidence, creativity, vitality, and infinite charisma for the entire day. Everything will be transformed. Please recite them aloud. I am most compassionate. I am most confident. I am most tolerant. I am most courageous. I am most trustworthy. I am most punctual. I can do anything. I am full of wisdom. I am most knowledgeable. I love to read. I love to observe. I love to listen. I love to think. I take decisive action. I am a gem of the universe. I am most charming. I am most talented. I sing most beautifully. I like challenges. I am most accountable. I will fulfill my life purpose. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. Please sit down slowly.
请大家
Relax
调整
your
好
body and
自己
mind.
的身心状态，把身心
Remain
都
calm
处
and
在
relaxed.
安定、放松、清静的状态中，认真
Listen
的
carefully.
聆听。
About Fate Series 2, Fate in the History of Song Dynasty. Hello,
各
everyone.
位朋友，大家好，
Hello, Master. We meet
今天我们
again.
又见面了。
It's
这个
hard to
命运
describe fate in
确
words.
实有点难讲。
I know
我觉
many
得
people
很多
would
人
like to
都
know
想
more about fate,
对命运就是有所了解， 几乎每个
especially
人
their
都
own
想
fate.
了解一下自己的命运。 还
Some
有
are
很多
also
人
curious about
希望
other
了
people's
解别
fates.
人的命运。
When
那
you're
就是
dating,
从交男女朋友，
you
从
hope
你
that
总
your
希望你找的
partner
这个
looks
人
aside, is
除了
capable and
外
lucky.
表我们看到的之外，就是更有才能啊，更有好的运气啊，
You
将来
also
甚至
hope
是
that
能
your
够
partner's blessed with a
我的人
bright
生更加
future.
杰出光彩啊。
We all
每个
wish
人
for
都希
better
望自己更
things for
好，
ourselves.
啊，
We wish
希
for
望
a
自己的
bright,
过往的人生
outstanding
更
life,
精彩，更杰出，或
or
者
to be
更讨人
likable,
喜
or
欢，
capable, or wealthy.
或者是更有才能，或者是富贵。
Everyone wishes they were better. But
但
in
事实上，这
reality,
个
nature's law
自
is
然界
mirrored
这
by
个道理
topographical highs and
就像
lows.
自然的这个大地的地貌特征一样。
If
如
you
果站在
view
月
Earth
亮
from
的
the
这
moon,
个位置高度看地球，
it'll
它就是
look
一
like a
个
big
大星
planet
球，
with no topographical
你没法感受
characteristics.
土地表面的特征。
But
但
if
是
you
如果
looked
我们
from
站在这个
300
大地
meters
的
above
300 米
ground,
高空看大地的时候，
you'd
就会发
notice
现
Earth's highs and lows.
起起伏伏，
Not
没有
much
哪个
flat
地
and
方是绝
smooth
对的平
land,
整，
except for small
有的话都
patches.
是局部。
Life
这个
is
人
like
生啊，
Earth's surface,
就和地球的表面那样，没
not
有绝对的
absolutely flat
平
and
整顺
smooth.
滑。
Thus,
命运
fate
对
is
主要是
very
最困
difficult
难
to
的。
speak of.
那
Many
很多专
experts have
家去
tried
研
and
究命
failed
运
to
都
find
很
the
难
key determinants of
把握到
fate
这个命运的那个穴位
and the
啊，
core
命运的那
triggers
个
within
关
fate.
窍到底在哪里？
Though
虽然不容易
difficult
把
to get a
握， 我
handle
们通
on,
过
through
我们
stories, we
我所
find
提
that
供的
fate
一些
has
故事，这
patterns.
些讯息当中，我也在发现它的规律，它是有规律的，啊，这
Fate is a
命运
huge
学啊，
topic.
是一个大学科。
Today,
今天呢，就
let's
大
go
概
over
描
Song
述一下
Dynasty's emperors
宋
and
代
overall
皇帝的
history.
整个这样一个大约的过程，和整个宋代的一个大约的一个描述。
Usually, when a
那往往呢，
new nation or
在一
government
个
emerges,
历
there
史
are
一个新
exciting
的
ups
国
and
家，
downs.
一个新的政权，就是最初出现的这个过程之中，这个故事通常会比较精彩。对，
The
那
first
这
emperor
个
of the Song
宋朝
dynasty
的
was Zhao
宋朝
Kuangyin.
的开国皇帝叫赵匡胤，姓赵哈，叫赵匡胤。
Legend says
据
when he
传
was
说，
born,
他出生之时
his
四
house was
方亮
engulfed
彻，
in red light,
这个就是红，这个屋子冒着红光，
and
异
an
香不
otherworldly
散，
fragrance
就是很
lingered for
奇特的
days.
香味， 凝聚了很多天在他家。
His body shone golden for 3 days.
就是身体上带有金黄色，这个金黄色3日不变。
Perhaps those were auspicious signs.
所以这个也许是一个很吉祥的一个征兆。
Later, Zhao met some renowned people who offered him advice.
著名的人士对他的一些指导。
One of them was Grandmaster Chen Tuan. He was a Taoist practitioner. His understanding of fate and foretelling of important events
他的对大事件的预言
was incredible and singular.
就是
He was commonly referred to as psychic. As such, you could say he was a prophet.
他是个预言家。
He was also an era-defining fortune-teller, Taoist practitioner,
修道家
philosopher, thinker, scholar, and even artist.
甚至是艺术家。
Chen Tuan had a chance encounter with the infant Zhao.
就是婴儿的赵匡胤，这就是巧合嘛。
Upon seeing Zhao, he said,
大概说了一句说，哎，
"How rare to see a true dragon, divine son of heaven."
这是少之又少。
During the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period,
在中国历史上叫5代十国。
there were many princes and kings of small states.
若干个王。
Nobody recognized a supreme leader. There were 60 years of warfare with rulers repeatedly
几
overthrown.
天就换了一个皇帝，就这种感觉。
So, Chen called the newborn Zhao the true dragon, divine son of heaven. Did his parents take Chen seriously? No one knows. So, in the course of growing up, Zhao became knowledgeable in both scholarly and martial
武功都
pursuits.
练得差不多了。
He left his parents and struck out on his own to achieve
辞别父母，我
something.
也闯荡江湖，是不是啊？
He vowed to achieve something big, or else he wouldn't return home. He was a man. He didn't want to depend on his parents forever. He had to create something for himself. The little money he took was soon spent. As he got lost, penniless, Zhao sought shelter
这
at
个
a
宗教的
temple.
庙里去。
The
他可以不
temple
要你
gave
的钱
Zhao
就可以让
food
你
and
住，
shelter
可以
for
把你
free.
吃住嘛。
One day,
这个
the
庙里
head
头，
monk had a
哎
chat
这
with
个
him.
师傅呢，和他聊过天，
He
给他一个
pronounced
判
the
断，
judgment.
大约就是说，
Dear sir, you are a dragon among
一
men.
种敬称吧。我觉得你这个仪表堂堂，你是人中龙凤。
Today, the Chinese can joke around by
今天
calling
大家
you
可
a
以开玩
dragon.
笑是这么说，
Not
在
in
古代不
ancient
可以说。
China. Using
这句话的
dragon
本身
to refer to
就会担心
anyone
有人
but the
看到他。
emperor could get you beheaded. The
所以
head
也
monk
是缘
said,
分。
"It's fate that we
老
meet.
僧呢，
I'll offer you
哎，
some
给你
advice
指
and
点一个
money.
方向，再给你凑些盘缠。我也知道你身上已经没有钱了，
I'll
我们到
find
时
you
候
some
凑合
money
一
for
些
food when
能
you
值钱
leave.
的，将来能换吃的这些东西，你都拿去。
You
你
go
呢就一
north,"
路往
said
北
the
走。
old monk, telling
还
him
告
whom
诉
he
你
was to
法术。
find. Zhao
哎，他
headed
就往
north
北走，
and found a
最后
general,
遇
to
到了
whom
一
he
位将
offered
军，
his services.
投靠这位将军。
It
投
was
靠
a
将军之后，
war-torn era.
这个时候
A
天天打
battle
仗，
quickly
结果
ensued,
很快救了一场战役。
in
结
which
果
Zhao's leadership and
他在这
fighting
场战役之
abilities
中
impressed the
露出
general.
他的指挥的能力、作战能力，就得到将军的赏识。就
Zhao
从一个
moved
士
up the
兵一
ranks
步一步地向
gradually.
上走。
Later
再到
on,
后来，
he encountered
又遇
Miao,
上了
Grandmaster
陈坛
Chen
老祖
Tuan's
的徒弟
disciple,
苗半仙，
who
再给他
also
指导
offered
了
him
这句话：
advice. When
一
the sun
日
has eaten the
吃一日，
sun, the chief royal
点
guard will
点
become
做天
emperor.
子。正
Miao
好遇
was
到了
talking about a
是
total
天狗
solar
吃月，
eclipse.
就是我们一般说的日全食这个现象。
In
过去
ancient
认为要
China,
么是
the
大吉祥，要么
phenomenon
就是
was
灾难。
seen as either a calamity or a
就是天
blessing.
无
Never
二
could
日，
two suns
当上天出
coexist.
现两个日
So,
的时
when
候，
such a
一般会
phenomenon
出现
occurred, a
与
country
某个
would
国
get a
家的
new
国
ruler.
君更换有关系。
That
这
was
是
Grandmaster
陈坛
Chen
老祖
Tuan's
的预言。
prediction. The
当
children
时
started singing the
当时的社会
prediction
上
as a
这些小
nursery
孩们
rhyme.
跳皮筋儿的当歌来唱，所以这句话传的到处都是。
In the
这个
late
前
Zhou
和后周
dynasty,
的
Chai Rong was
皇帝
ruling.
柴荣
He
听到
heard
这
the
句话之
nursery
后，
rhyme
马
and
上把
sacked
当时
Zhang,
的
the
御
chief
林
royal
军的这个
guard.
总负责人，当时姓张的这个检点，马上给他开除。说
Having
想想
sacked
换了之后，
Zhang, he needed someone to
那
fill
还
that
得找一个人做
position.
呀。
Maybe it was
反正也是
fate.
天意吧。
The
他找来
smart
找去
and
说
honest
那个
Zhao
人
caught
也有
his
点聪明，但
attention.
是还比较老实，是谁呢？是赵匡胤。
The
让他
emperor
来做
made
这个
Zhao the new chief
这个
royal
将军，
guard.
应该还是没问题。
Bad
坏事来的
things
时候
come
也
all
是
at
往一
once.
块儿赶。把
After
这个
Zhao
点
was
检
given
刚
his
换了也
new
不久，
role, the emperor
这个
died
台皇帝也
prematurely.
去世了，也是叫英年早逝，年龄都不大。
His
他死了之
son,
后
who
呢，
was only
让
7
他
at
的
that
儿子
time,
来
took
做，
over the
他的儿子
throne.
只有7岁。
Grandmaster
全
Chen
唐老祖的
Tuan's
徒弟
disciple,
这位
Miao,
苗
also
半仙
helped
儿，
Zhao.
哎，也从中帮着进行设计安排。 也
Because
就
he saw
觉得
Zhao as the
他
fated
这
new
个人身
ruler.
上，他的这个气场，他的命运是属于统治天下的天子。 也
Miao
才
helped
特意
Zhao
的
to the
去
throne.
帮着他，扶持他，成为新的皇帝。
There
也
was
就是
no
说，
bloodshed.
反正这个他也没有杀一个人，就
Zhao
到了
told the
这个
young
宫
emperor
殿
to
去
step
之后，
down if he wanted to
哎，
live.
先把小皇帝说你不下来，你可能命都没了。
The
7岁小孩
7-year-old
当时吓
emperor
得尿
got
裤子了，
scared.
我只要
Just
能活
let
命
me
就行，
live, he
就是这样
said.
的。
Thus, a new
哎，他
emperor
就做了
emerged.
天子了。
The
那
court
其他的那个
officials
文
were
臣
threatened at
对这
knife
个
point
官
and
兵拿着
told,
刀枪逼着，
"You can
你
keep your
从
job. But
你
if
就
you
可以进来继续
refuse,
做
you'll
官，
be
你不
beheaded."
从，当场头就没有了，晚上没法吃饭了。
To
大家
keep
为
their
了
heads
看到明天的
intact,
日出，
the
所以说
officials
成
kept
了
doing
算
their
了，
jobs.
谁
There
当不
will
是当，
always be an emperor,
就这
whoever
么
he
着，
is.
就换了这
Thus,
个
a
天
new
子。
dynasty emerged called the Song
对，新的
dynasty.
国家建立了，就叫大宋，大约就是大宋帝国吧。哎，那
Zhao
这个
became the founding emperor,
赵
called
匡胤
Emperor
呢，
Taizu of Song.
就理所应当的成为了第一代皇帝，历史上称为叫宋太祖。
He
宋太
seemed
祖这个
fated
皇
for the
帝呢，
throne.
还是挺有这个命相的。我
Why?
今天这样说，为什么说他有这个命相呢？
He
就是
was a
他的
general, but beyond
虽
martial
然他是一个
abilities,
将军是吧，是一个武官，
he
可
also
是
possessed
他更
abilities
有
in
能力的
management,
是
innovation,
管
and
理
strategy.
和创意策划能力。
His
他
first
第一
act
招就
was
是
to
说，
dissolve the root cause of
先把
sovereign
这个
fiefdoms and city-states.
形成群雄割据一个地方，成为各种小国家的这个名分的，把这个叫做这个基因给改了。 形成这个基
City-states
因
were
呢，这是各
created
地
by
给了兵
people who
权的，
commanded their own armies.
自己有独立的军队指挥权。
They would
当
make
这个
themselves a
大
local
皇帝
prince when the
气
emperor
数
was weak.
弱的时候，他们就自立为王。
Zhao
把
had
兵
to
权给
strip
收
them
回
of their armies. He
他有
did
时
so
做大事可
peacefully,
能不需
without
要
causing a huge
惊天动
uproar.
地就把这事情做了，这非常和平的方法，叫做杯酒释兵权。
He
他叫上这
invited
些
all
重
the
要有权的
influential
大
army
臣
commanders to have
啊，
drinks
大
with
家
him.
喝
When
到喝酒喝
everyone
到
was
一定兴奋
sufficiently
的程度之后，
lubricated, he began talking.
啊，就给大家说，
I
这是我
haven't
这
been
件事。
feeling well.
他
What's
就
the
赶快就说
matter,
呀，
Your
怎么身体
Majesty?
不好啊？
I
因为我
haven't
每
been
天晚
able
上
to
都睡不
sleep.
着觉，失眠呐。
With
说
our army
你这个
guarding the
作为
palace,
天
you
子
should
是不是
sleep
啊？
without any
我们把你
worries.
这个宫殿包围的这么平安安全，你就放心的睡。
It's
说
not
不是为
that,
这个事
Zhao
儿。
said. I
你
forced
看
the previous
前
emperor
面的
off the
皇帝是
throne
叫
using
我
my
拿着兵权
command
把
of
他
the
给废
army.
了。其
I'm
实我特
worried
别
that
担
you
心，
people will do
你
the
们如
same
果
to
半
me.
夜突然心血来潮把我给绑起来了之后，
A
你
new
又成了
emperor
皇帝，
means more
天下
upheaval.
又是大乱。所以
That's
我为
why
这
I
个事儿
can't
失
sleep.
眠。你
Zhao
说
was
他也挺直率
straightforward
的
and
一个人，
everyone got the message.
大家一听就明白了。
The
第二
next
天，
day, all the
全
army
部
commanders
领兵的这个
surrendered
人
their
把
commander's
印叫出来，
seals.
写
They
一封
each
辞
wrote
职
a
信。
letter of resignation,
啊，对不起
making up
皇帝，我最近
excuses
身体
such
不
as
太好。
bad health or family
对
emergencies.
不起皇帝，我爷爷死了7年，我去丁忧，我到坟上去守孝去，就
For
找
their
个理由
resignation from their army
不做这
command.
个军官了。
Zhao
哎，
wiped
这
out
是
all private
这是
army
喝一杯
commands
酒
with
的
a
这个
night's
功夫，
drinking.
把兵权全部拿回来。
To
过
take a
去这个
dozen
兵权
generals'
要
army
把这个
commands
10
by
几个大
force
将
would
军全部
result
拿回来
in
的话，一个
1
死一大
million
半。
deaths. All
现在
Zhao
只用
used
了
was a
几壶
night's
酒而已，
drinking.
一晚上搞妥了。
He
他进
brought
行
about
了
many
很多种改
reforms
革。
to improve people's
对
lives.
他，那么他的目的还是要对民众好。他也
Decades of
看到了
battle had
这几十
resulted
年
in
以来，
almost no young men
整
left
个
in the
全世
villages.
界都是战场，是吧？当时在 当时的乡下农村里头，年轻的男人已经很少了。
War had killed off most men. The average person was penniless. He'd come to realize this. I believe that Grandmaster Chen Tuan influenced and encouraged Zhao to rule compassionately. The Song dynasty's ruling style was aligned with Zhao's values.
当时的大宋王朝的整个管理和他的内心的一种观念。 一种规则
which were guided by ruling with compassion. When he was 49 years old, one night, something happened in the palace.
在宫廷里头发生了
We're not even sure exactly what.
现在也说不清的事情。
His younger brother came into the palace.
进了皇宫。
Perhaps the brothers spent most of the night talking in Zhao's chambers.
就在一个房子里头，可能聊了多半夜。
No one knew what
谁也
happened.
不知道。
The next morning, his younger brother announced Emperor Taizu's death.
他的弟弟赵光义向大臣宣布。
Zhao, his older brother, had died from an acute illness.
得了个快速的病去世了。
Zhao Guangyi claimed that the emperor had entrusted him with the throne.
这个事业和他的嘱托，他委任我接班做皇帝。
Emperor Taizu's reign lasted 15 or 16 years. His younger brother, Zhao Guangyi, took over. His reign was not noteworthy, but he still treated his countrymen well. His reign lasted 20+ years. During his reign, his older brother's son, along with other influential people, died mysteriously.
还有一些重要人士。 也是莫名其妙的去世。
The throne was passed on to Zhao Guangyi's son, grandson, great-grandson, etc.
孙子在接班做后继任皇帝。
Song Haizong was the 8th emperor of the Song dynasty. We've time traveled about 100 years.
可能100来年过去了，因为他是第8代皇帝了，已经。哎。
During Song Haizong's reign, the neighboring country invaded. When the enemy invaded the borders, he couldn't deal with it mentally. He was a born artist, but quite unsuited to being the leader of a country.
但是他真的不太适合做一个机构的负责人。
Many artists can draw or sing, but they can't lead a team. Many strong leaders can't sing or dance. Everyone's born with a different divine mission. This is also a concept of fate. What did the old emperor do? He abdicated and left his son to clean up his mess and ascend the throne involuntarily. In Chinese history, the voluntary giving up of the throne was called abdication. What did Haizong do after his abdication? He traveled. But upon his return, father and son were both caught by invading forces. Haizong was a multifaceted artist. After he became a hostage until his death, he composed over 1,000 poems. Li Bai's got nothing on him. Haizong was the master. His poems focused on his regrets about only focusing on the arts and using money to negotiate peace with the enemy. Words of remorse and regret were in all his poems. His 7 predecessors had been doing a decent job for around 100 years.
还是不错的。
Their
他们治理
rule
得
was
还是
not
不错的， 还
bad
是
and they
挺
were
有
quite
能力的。
capable. The
因为第
founding
一代
emperor,
皇帝
Emperor
他开了一个
Taizu,
很好
had
的
a
一个
great
头，
start.
有了一个很好的开端，
He
所以
paved
后
the
代呢
way
大
for
约
his
顺着这个
successors to
这
rule
样
with
的
the
一种
same
精神来治
mindset.
理这个国家。
Reduce
减少
wars.
战争，尽量不打仗，
If
能
money
花
could
钱买
solve
平安就花钱
conflicts,
买
the
平安，
emperor would pay
等
up.
等的，他都是用这些方式。
He
他
prioritized
倡导的就
commerce,
是说
education,
文
the
化
mind, arts and
啊
sciences.
经济的精神的，艺术的、科学的，
He was
是
a
这样的，
people's
以
emperor,
民生为主的，
who
发
used
展民生、
technology and culture
科
to
技、
give his
文
people
化、
peaceful,
平安、
happy
快
lives.
乐的生活方式。 所
That's
以
how the
对这个
country
国家治理
prospered
的还
under
是
him.
井井有条，大约就是国富民强。
The scroll named Along the River during Qingming Festival has massive scope and orderly composition. It depicts in detail the life and commerce of northern Song people, showcasing the prosperity of a northern Song city. Emperor Haizong was believed to be the first collector of this scroll. But in his lifetime, peace ended when the Jin invaded northern Song. In 1127 AD, the Jin forces abducted father and son, Emperor Haizong and Qinzong, and brought an end to the dynasty, also known as the Jingkong Incident. In the same year, the ninth son of Emperor Haizong, Zhao Go, became the founding emperor of the southern Song dynasty. Emperor Gaozong of Song established his capital in Linan, thus marking the start of the southern Song dynasty.
前面叫北宋，
The northern Song
北宋时期
dynasty's
整个
capital was
它
in
的
the
首都
northern
是在
city of
中国的
Kaifeng,
北方，河南省现在的开封这里，
north
这是
along the
北
Yellow
方黄
River.
河流域。那
Zhao
么
Go established the
接下来
capital
有
of
一
his
位
new dynasty in
还是
Linan,
他这个赵家的后人赵构，
south of the Yangtze River in
长江以
Hangzhou.
南的杭州成为新时期的皇帝。
Southern
中国
Song
历史称为
dynasty's
叫南
rulers
宋，
were of the same bloodline as
南
those of
宋
Song
也
dynasty.
还继承就属于宋，还是属于宋的这个国名国号一直往下传。
Zhao
那这
Go
位
was a
赵构
controversial emperor.
是一个挺有争议的皇帝。在
History
历
has
史的评
labeled
价
him dazed and
对他
confused.
的评价一般，就是他比一般皇帝更糊涂一些。一开
Firstly,
始虽
he
然他
didn't
当
know
皇
how
帝
to
当得
rule.
不自在，不知道怎么当。第二个也
Secondly,
确
as
实
a
被惊吓到了。
20-something, he wasn't
你想
prepared for
那
his
个时候他
country's
年龄
huge
就20来岁
upheavals.
见过什么世面呢？
Half of
一
his
江山人，
territory was gone. Much of
多少
his
金银财
money,
宝、人才
officials and
都会
army
得到。
went with it. If
如果
not
不
for
是
the
有长
Yangtze
江挡
River
的话，
blocking
他
the
也命不
enemy's
了。
way, he would have been dead.
所
So,
以
he was
被他发
dazed.
懵了。可是
Despite
这个时候
this,
呢，
many of
在
the
百
people
姓
and the
和
army
军官
still
之
loved
中
their
还有
country.
很多人是非常热爱这个国家的，因
Due
为
to the
之前的宋
compassionate
代的
reign
管
of
理
previous
对
Song
百姓的这
dynasty
种恩德
emperors.
还是很不错的。
Among
这
the
个时候
loyal
最
was
著
the
名的
famous
一位
General Yu
很多今
Fei.
天华人都知道的一位大将军岳飞，岳将军。
He
他是主战
advocated
派。
fighting the invading
岳飞
forces
其实
instead
主
of
张我们
surrendering.
不要投降，我们要和他去抗争，我们要
First,
打，
he endorsed fighting to see who'd
看谁
win.
更厉害。这是第一个。第二个，岳
Secondly,
飞
he
还主张
advocated getting back the
是我们要
abducted
想方设
ex-emperors.
法的将他们掠走的2位皇帝给我们交还回来。
He
就是每一
gathered
次
some
岳飞
loyal
动员了
officials
一
to
群
back
比
him
较
up.
忠诚的这个官员们，
In
就是说，
asking the
哎，
emperor for a
请皇
royal
帝，
edict to
我们
save the
想
ex-emperor.
皇帝给我们一个旨意我们想将我们的老皇帝请回来。
The
这是我们的人
ex-emperor,
中
a
之龙
supremely important
关
person for
到
the
敌人的那里
populace,
头，
was living as a
像奴隶一
slave.
样生活。
It
我们
pained
是以
his
痛苦，
countrymen.
我们心里在流血我们每天晚上都哭泣
Emperor,
皇帝
please give us your
给我们
royal
命令。
edict to save the old emperor.
我们要想方设法将我们的老皇帝弄回来。
Zhao
听
Go
说
said nothing,
赵构
fearing for his position if the old emperor came back.
说他们回来之后，赵构算什么呀？
He
所以他
played
想不
dumb
清楚，
until.
想不清楚就装傻，一直拖着。 他在什么时候呢？
The old emperor died as a hostage in a foreign land.
死在了敌人的关押的这个外国。
Today's Heilongjiang. Bringing him back dead wouldn't endanger Zhao Guo's position.
回来我可以接回来。
All you need is a burial plot. That's exactly what he did. Then, the emperor, at the instigation of the disloyal official Qin Wei, beheaded Yu Fei.
这个秦桧等奸臣的这种捣鼓下、陷害下，也是被赵构下令杀死。
I believe he must have had a strong reason to kill the royalist protector General Yu Fei.
哎，是有原因的。你想能给他带来保护作用的这样一位大将军，他
Why
为什么
behead
忍
him?
心杀呢？
Because Yu Fei persisted in requesting to bring back the old emperor. That's why he killed Yu Fei at the disloyal Qin Hui's instigation.
秦桧这个奸臣啊，
Qin Wei wanted Yu Fei removed because he wanted his strategy executed.
那秦桧的策略是什么呢？
Qin Wei preferred to kowtow to enemy emissaries in the emperor's name,
甚至他想代表着皇帝
give up
同意
the
说
Song
我们
dynasty
我
and
们
join
现
the
在南宋
territory of
不要
Jin.
宋朝这个名号了，我们可以成为你的一个属地，不就完了吗？
He was that kind of person. From a country's perspective, that's a bad strategy.
这样真的不太合适，也太软弱了。
But
当然
it
你看
depends on your
从什么
stance.
心态来理解这件事儿。
If you give up your country, you can avoid war. It's an option.
这个说法。
In Zhao Guo's twilight years,
那么他到可能晚年时期，
one day, he dreamed of his ancestor, the Song dynasty's founder, Emperor
梦到
Taizu.
了他的祖先，第一代大宋的开创者赵匡胤。
In the dream, Emperor Taizu revealed to Zhao Guo how he died.
就给他讲了他是怎么死的。
The dream is referred to as the sound of an axe in candlelight and
或者叫
shadow.
斧声烛影，斧是斧头的斧。
In it, Zhao Guo's ancestor killed his older brother, Emperor Taizu.
是他的老祖宗赵光义，是杀了哥哥之后抢来的。
Heirless, he passed the throne to a direct descendant of
他
Emperor
自己又没有
Taizu.
孩子，所以就把他要接班的这个继承人呢，下一任继承人就选择了赵匡胤的嫡传的血统的孩子。
That was Zhao Shen, the 11th emperor of the Song dynasty.
皇帝叫做赵申。
He was Emperor Taizu's 7th generation
正
descendant.
宗的赵匡胤皇帝的第7代嫡孙，是他这个血统里下来的后人，
The throne came full circle back to the founding emperor's bloodline.
就绕回来了。
The
而且
Song
这一传
dynasty
呢
had a total of 18
接下来一
emperors.
直到整个的宋王朝全部结束，一共18代皇帝，就是正式立位的皇帝，一共18代。
Here's something interesting. That's 9 emperors from Taizu's bloodline and 9 from his
这
younger
前面的
brothers.
兄弟俩哈，各传了9代，加起来就是18代。
Interesting, right? There's another coincidence you may make note of. The first emperor's childhood nickname was Double Nine.
小名，他在家里的小名叫九重，
Similar to 99.
我也可以理解为双九，2个九。
The 9 in ancient Chinese numerology has the biggest value. Due to ancient Chinese numerology, 9 is always associated with rulers. Kuang was the first emperor's name. Adding a vertical stroke and dot, you get the character, guo, or country. The character in the middle means king.
王即为王者，
Kuang represents an incomplete country.
少一道。 我们也可以理解为少了一块。
Thus there's the loss of northern song to the Jin.
就是长江以北的江山就被金国给占了。
Also, 2 emperors were abducted. The second emperor's name was
叫
Guangyi,
光义，
which represents his lack of righteousness.
而是他没有情义，叫赵光义。
The fourth to last emperor's name was
他的
Zhao
名字叫
Qi.
做赵齐。
Remember
最后
the
一个
Qi.
音
The
倒
third
数
to
第三
last
个
was Zhao
叫
Xian.
赵显。
The
倒数
second to
第
the
二个
last was Zhao
叫
Sha.
做赵夏，
And
最后一个
lastly, Zhao
叫
Bing.
做赵丙。
So, Qi,
齐
Xian, Sha, and
Bing.
Bing. The
如果不
names
按这个音
sound
来
like
和
deceit preceding downhill
气
illness.
先下病了，气是被欺负的欺，就变成下往下走，
Until death.
病入膏肓则止啊。
Among the
而且他们
18 emperors,
这个赵家在宋代的帝王当中，
more
名
than
字当
half
中
had
有
a
一半的
sun
人
character in their
上面都带一
names.
个日字儿。
Because the emperor is the son of heaven, and
他认为
inseparable
人离
from
了
the
太阳
sun
是
and
不行的
light.
所以说都是日和光明的意思。
He'd
我像太阳
illuminate
一样
all
有
sentient
高光。
beings like the sun. When you're the
当自己的这个
emperor,
命
you want a
这
name
个
that's
职
aligned
位
with your
达
destiny.
到这样的一个高度的时候，他希望自己的名字和命运、职位是这样相吻合的。所以通
So,
常
their
皇帝的
names
名
tend to
字
be
又
complex
复
and
杂
noble.
又高贵。
Coincidence?
这
Fate
命
is
运呐，
mysterious,
命运呐，
partly
好
dictated by
神奇，
divine will,
好有这个，有时又是天意，又是
partly
人
man-made, and full of
啊，又有那
coincidences.
么多的巧合，真是有意
Interesting,
思。
indeed.
所以
Having
这个
founded the Song
宋代
dynasty,
赵匡胤刚刚做上皇帝之后，又
Zhao
问
asked
陈传老祖
Grandmaster Chen Tuan
啊，
for
陈传老祖
advice.
啊，你再指示弟子一些什么话啊？这
Chen
陈传老
said
祖
8
呢，就
words.
给他
First,
嘱咐了一
Bian,
下，
second,
有
Hang, third,
8个字，
Min, fourth, Guang.
叫做一变、二行、三敏、四广。
What
这
does
啥意
this
思啊？
mean? Chen
千机
said,
不可
This
泄
is
露。
heaven's
我已
secret.
经泄露
I've
天机了，
already
你
said
悟
too
不到，悟
much.
不到
You
是因为
don't
是
get
未
it
来的，
because it's
悟
not
不到
time
就悟
yet.
不到。
Let it
我
be.
在预
These
测的
8
时候就挑出
characters
这8
jumped
个
out
字
at
来作
me
为
to
告诉你。
foretell the future.
再指
Zhao
点指点呢，
asked, Please
再指
reveal
点说，
more.
哎，
Chen
前面又
said,
冒出4个
4
字儿，
words. At
4个字是什
cliff,
么呢？
it ends.
逢崖则止。他
Zhao
这
was
时候在
asking
问陈
Chen
传老
about
祖
the
的是
fate
什
of
么
the
呢？
Song
说大宋
dynasty.
的气数如何呀？一
Chen
共说了
said
这
these
12
12
个，
words,
就
which
整个大
represented
宋
the
王
Song
朝的
dynasty's
这个
overall
气数，
fate.
气数是整个大命运。那么
First,
一变是什么
Bian
呢？
referred to the
当
old
时的首都
capital
叫
of
汴梁，
Binliang,
就现在
today's
开封。
Kaifeng.
一
First,
变，
Bian.
第二
Second,
二行，
Hang
就是
refers to the
这人一
invasion
打，
100 years
100年以
later,
后，
that
光推
pushed
到
the
杭州，
border to
北方
Hangzhou
没
and
了。
lost the northern territories.
再接
Third,
下来被
Min
继续被
refers
人
to a
打，
later invasion that
又跑
forced
到
them
哪
to
里呢？
Fuzhou,
现在的
Fujian.
福建。到了福建了，福州。说不
Fourth,
行啊，他们又顺着
Guang
海边又
refers
追
to
过
their
来了。
retreat to
这时候是
Guangdong
元
when the
朝开始打开
Mongolians
了，
invaded.
说福建、福州也保不住了，继续拐个弯儿跑，跑到哪呢？广东。那
Their
么最
last
后的一
stand was
战
where?
在哪里呢？
The
悬崖
Battle
的
of
崖
Cliff
崖
Mountain.
山战役。
The
最后
last
一个
Song
皇帝才
dynasty
只有几
emperor
岁
died at a few years old.
就死了。
The
他倒数
third
第
to
三个
last
皇帝
emperor was
被
captured
抓
and
住之后
sent to
给送到西
Tibet to
藏出
become a
家，
monk.
53
Yuan
岁，
dynasty
元朝
ordered
政府
him
下
to
令让
die
他
by
自杀，
suicide at
在西
53,
藏
though
成了
he'd
高
become
僧，
a
他就
high
自杀了，
monk.
奉命自杀的。到
When the
最后一
last
个小
emperor
皇帝这么
died,
小的小孩子，他死的时候，在广东
100,000
有
citizens,
10万，
family members and soldiers
有
in
更
Guangdong
多的是百姓、家属，还有一些军人一起
died by
跳海自杀，
suicide with the young
超过
emperor.
10万人。整
The
个
sea
海
was
洋面
littered
上
with
全部是尸
corpses.
体。
What a tragic sight.
惨烈的一个场面。
A
所以在
country's
这个
seismic changes
国
are
家变
profoundly
化的大
affecting.
时刻的时候，是非常惊心动魄。 有泪
Tears
的
do
流
not
出
suffice in the face of such
那个
devastation.
冰冷的血腥场面。
That's the history of the Song
大宋王朝的宏
dynasty.
观的这么一个历史，就是这样子。
It
这就是又
corroborates what?
应了谁呢？
Grandmaster
陈
Chen
老祖对
Tuan's
他的
foretelling. At Cliff, it ends. After the Battle of Cliff Mountain, Song dynasty perished, replaced by Yuan dynasty.
就被元朝代替。
The Song dynasty was founded in 960 AD by Zhao Kuanyin. Northern and southern Song were ruled by 18 emperors. Over 319 years, ending in 1279 AD. The dynasty preferred to maintain peace with neighboring countries through financial rather than military means. Song dynasty prospered economically, far exceeding the Tang dynasty. Cultivation of the quick-growing and drought-tolerant Champa rice boosted the population from 37.1 million in 930 AD to 126 million in 1124 AD. Western and Japanese historians see Song dynasty as China's cultural renaissance and economic revolution. The renowned Chinese historian Chen Yinqi said that Zhao's Song dynasty was instrumental in ancient China's cultural and economic leap. What was the governing philosophy of the emperors of Song dynasty that made them achieve such rapid development? It was from a commandment tablet left by the first emperor of Song, Taizu, to his successors. The stone tablet tells us what kind of man the founding emperor was.
一代皇帝的，他大概他的精神的状态。
The tablet was about 1.8 meters in width,
大概
2.8 meters in
1
height,
米8宽啊，2米8高，大约吧啊，哎。
and
15
15
公分厚
centimeters thick. The stone tablet was hidden in a crack at the imperial ancestral temple.
啊，
It
他
was
要求
usually in a protective
平常的时
cover,
候
its
就
writing
是各
protected
套
from
衣服
casual
给这个
observers.
杯呢装上一个保护套，就是你如果去打扫卫生也看不见里头写的是啥。
It was a commandment
这个叫训杯，
tablet to dictate
就是训练
reminders to
的
his
训，
successors.
训示给他的后人，叫训碑。
There
这
were
个碑
3
文上一共有
commandments
3
on
条
it.
内容。
After
到后
Song
来啊，
dynasty's
他们
defeat,
被
the
打
contents of
败
the
之后，
tablet became known to some.
这个碑内容才让一部分人知道了。一
There
共有
were
3
3
条。
commandments.
第一条，
1. Be
一定
kind to
要
the Chai
非常
family of the
善待
previous Zhou
他们就
dynasty.
是抢过政权来的那个叫后周国柴氏家族的后人。
Do
如果
not
不是
punish
犯
them
天大
unless
的罪，尽
absolutely
量少惩。
necessary.
如
Even
果
if
他真犯了
punishment
大
is
罪要惩罚，
unavoidable,
也别
don't
让他
shame
罪
them
人，也要
publicly,
秘密惩
punish
罚。
privately.
至
Even
少
though
说从那
political
抢了
power
政
was
权，
wrested from the
也
Chai
不要
family, don't
去把
burn
这
that
条桥给
bridge.
断了啊，不
Don't
是
be
一
a
个忘
petty
恩负义的
ingrate.
小人。那么
2.
第二
Do
条
not kill
啊，
officials.
不得滥杀，不要
No
说
making
他
up
犯了罪找
excuses
个
to
理
kill
由
court
就把他朝
ministers.
廷的叫士大夫给杀了，就是朝廷重要官员尽量不杀。 我
People
说的这个，
unfamiliar with
大家对
history
历史
might
知道
think
少的
that's
人
not
说
much to
这有什
ask.
么了不起的？
But
请
if you
大家
look
看看
around the
各国的历
world,
史，
how many court
有几个
officials
官
live
员
to
活
an
得
old
最后呢？
age? They
越
were
不是
either
叫皇帝给
executed
杀
by
了，
the
就
emperor
叫
or
一些奸
framed
臣
by
陷害而死，
rivals.
都是这样子，不得
No
善
good
终。
endings. How
多少
many
人年
young,
轻的时候
talented and
意气
capable
风
ministers
发，才高八斗，到老
ended
的
up
时候抄家
executed
问
along
斩，
with their whole
啊，
clan?
诛灭3族、诛灭9族的多了，
Very
很多人不
few
得
had
善终，
happy
极
endings.
少，可
Maybe
能
only 1%
1%的
of
1%。
officials in high places had
善
happy
始善
endings
终的
in
高官
court.
只有1%，就在朝廷里做官了。所以
That's
他
why he
训示
prohibited
他后
future
来的接
emperors
班人
from
皇
killing
帝
ministers.
不准杀我们这些朝廷大臣，要戒杀，不
Those
能
who
随
offer
便滥
advice
杀
and counsel to the
给
emperor
皇
shall
帝
not be
去
killed.
进言谏言的人。大家听得懂哈？
whether a commoner or a scholar,
书生也好，
who
对国家的
professes
政策
doubt, voices
觉得
harsh
有
comments,
些疑惑或建议，甚至是说话挺难听，
or
甚至说
even
皇帝
says
说
the
的这个
emperor's new laws are
颁布的
wrong and
新法律
irresponsible,
是错的，你是对天下苍生不负责任的，
should
没
be
关
let
系，
off the hook.
你坚
Emperors
决不
shall
能
spare their lives.
为
Why?
啥呀？
I
我相
believe
信
his heart was inclined toward
他
peace and
内心
kindness.
还是倾向和平和善良的。第二个，当
Secondly,
时
Buddhist
佛教的
concepts
慈
of
悲的精
compassion
神
guided and
对他
influenced
是
Emperor
有指导
Taizu.
和影响的。
Lastly, he was
这
greatly
位算命先生
influenced
对他
by
影响最大
Grandmaster
的那
Chen
位
Tuan.
陈团老祖这位大师，对他的影响和指导也是最大的。
Taoists and those who study the
研究
heavenly
道的
ways
人
all recognize
研究天道的人，通常都有个概念，就是
heaven's love
上
for all
天
nature's
有好生
creations.
之德。你
As a
成为
ruler
皇
who
帝，
leads all
成为领导
people,
人
you
民
must
最
love
高
the
的这个
people
统
you
治者，
rule.
你一定有这种爱苍生的心呐，
Only
你才
then are
能
you
配当一
qualified
个
to
天
rule.
下的父母官。否则你就
Otherwise,
是
you'll
昏
be
君
an
暴君。
unjust, cruel ruler.
哎，
I
所以
believe the founding
我相
emperor
信
believed in
道宽
ruling
帝
with
注
compassion
重
and
的是叫
kindness.
以仁慈治天下，以善心对百姓。
He
他希
hoped
望
his
通过自己
policies
的
would
这种
provide
管理
peaceful
治
lives
理，
to his people.
让当时的中国人民过上好日子。
He
他宁可
preferred to pay his
朝廷
war
花
prone
钱
neighbors to buy
买得旁
peace,
边的邻居爱打仗的邻居说：“我给你钱，你别来打我。”花钱买平安，也不希
instead of
望
seeing
百
his
姓
people
来
go
当
to
兵打仗
war.
打仗。这
This
是
was Northern
北
Song's
宋政府
policy.
一直以来的政策，是这样子。所
The
以他
emperor
们
must
学到
have
了这
truly
个
understood
这个
heaven's
真
way.
正对天道的认识之后，
To
这个
have
皇
this
帝才有这
political
样的一
mission,
种进行执行执政的这种一个宗旨。
he
来约
controlled
束自己
himself and his
和接班
successors
的
in
这些
order
皇
to
帝，
rule the
就
country
去这
well.
样去管理国家。所
For a
以当
ruler
时这
faced with
些
managing a
政府的
country
领导
well,
人哈，当时的这些皇帝哈，他们当面对去管理好自己的国家，平息
calming
内乱
domestic affairs
啊，
and
抵制
fending
外
off
来的侵
invaders
略，这
is
个家
not
不好
easy.
打。
As
所以到
such,
处叫
rulers
求医
need
问
all the
药，
capable
求高
advice
人
they
指
can
点。
get.
战
Rulers
中
in
国的战
ancient
国时期
China's
的那些
warring
王也
periods
是这
were
样的，
just as
求
thirsty for
贤若渴
capable
呀。
advisers,
这
like
样大
wanting
夏
water
天
or
又累又热，
watermelon to quench
找
our
点粮
thirst
食
on a
和西
hot
瓜一样
day.
的这种渴望的心情。
It
在
was
那
the
个时
same
候，
during the
五
Five
代十国时
Dynasties
期，
and Ten
也就是在
Kingdoms
这个宋朝
period
之
of
前也是
constant
这个样，
fighting.
天天战乱。所以
When
那个时候
rulers
的
were
为
eager
王
to
者
seek
很
advice
困
from
难，
anyone
一
capable.
听说你会点什么，赶快来请教。
Zhou
后周的周
Shizong
世
of the
宗
late Zhou dynasty
找
sought
陈团
out
老祖，
Grandmaster
还有
Chen
问过，
Tuan for advice.
哎，
He was out
我
of
现在
funds
真
for
的打仗
war.
没钱了，
He
我这
wanted
都有些
Chen to
钱，你们
perform
是不是有
alchemy
这些
and
功
turn
夫啊？能
iron
帮给
into
它
gold
变出来，变成金子的话，我
to
好打
fund
仗
his
啊，
war chest and
不
feed
是
his
老百姓
people.
吃饭了。
He
把他请到
invited
皇宫来
Chen
请
to the
教这个。
palace.
陈坛
Chen
老祖怎么
said,
给他
Your
说的？
Majesty should know,
哎，
as the
你
leader of
贵为
many,
四海之主啊，万众之主，你
that you
是要
need to
一个
use
叫
proper
正当
methods
的
to
手
rule
段
your
来进行
country
治
and feed
国，
your people,
来让众生有饭吃。你
rather
就不
than
能
use
求我
piddling
这样
alchemy
修
and
道的人，
magic to
用
solve
民间
national
的小魔
issues.
术、小方术来解决这样的大众的疾苦问题。如
To
果用这
use
些
such
招儿，
piddling
这
methods
就
would
是
be a
小招
mistake.
数，一定是个错误的。你要
Chen
有
thought
治国的
rulers
正
should
确
have
的方
correct
略，
methods to
治
rule a
国之
country.
术都是可以公开于天下的大的方略。那什
What's
么
the
是大的
proper
方略？
way to
以
rule?
民生为本，
Prioritize the people
以
and
慈
practice
悲为本
compassion.
慈悲仁爱之心，
Treat
将
the
这个众
people as
生
your
啊
parents and
当做父
children.
母，甚至当做儿女来养才可以。
Love
是
and
怀
cradle
柔
all
天下
sentient beings.
爱一切的众生，你
That's
才
the
能
way
将
to
这个
rule
国
a
家治理
country
好。
well.
就
The
这
three
一点来说的
reminders
话
on the
呢，
stone
这
tablet
个
written by the founding emperor of Song
宋代的开国皇帝赵匡胤那一块训碑的内容3条内容，就能知道
indicated
你
how
看
well he
他总结的
understood
多
the
好。
way.
他其中
Grandmaster
就
Chen
得
Tuan
到了
influenced
陈
Emperor
坛老祖
Taizu
的
deeply.
这样的 一种警示和教化啊。对，
Many emperors failed to rule as compassionately and tolerantly as he did. His policies were all geared toward avoiding wars
不让这个国家再发生战争
and providing a peaceful life for his people. His 3 reminders showed compassion and his love for his people.
爱众生的心态
Only then would the Song dynasty be ruled well.
管理得好
That period excelled in culture, technology, religion and the arts. Aside from the military, the Song dynasty did well in all areas. History leads us to think, observe and analyze the patterns in fate.
观察去总结命运的那个叫做我们发现那个亮点
Destiny can be found in birthdays, names, fathers' names.
莫名其妙起的名字，哎，他的生日，还有甚至他父亲的名字，啊
Lifestyle habits, taboos since childhood, etc. All this sheds light on fate. I think we've figured out a lot today. Thank you. Thank you, Master.
Nam 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 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 菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南 萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。
Now it's time for our closing exercise. Rub your palm until they're warm. Glide your palms over your face from chin to forehead to cheek without actually touching them. Rub your palms until they're warm. Part your fingers and firmly comb your hair from forehead to the back of the neck. Rub your palms. Pat your entire body from top to bottom. Pat your head firmly with relaxed wrists. Do it calmly. Pat your left shoulder. Then pat your right shoulder. Continue to pat your chest. Then pat your left armpit down to the side of your rib cage. Switch to the right. Pat your right armpit down to the side of your rib cage. Next, pat your abdomen with relaxed hands. Please stand up slowly. Pat down from the front of your thighs, knees, shins, ankles, and tops of your feet. Gently pat the lower back, down to the buttocks, down to the back of your thighs, calves, ankles, and heels. Continue to pat the inside and outside of your legs. Start with your left leg. Relax your wrists and pat with slight force. Then pat your right leg. Continue to pat your arms. Start with your left arm. Then pat your right arm. After patting your entire body, rub your palms. Gently massage your whole body without actually touching. Visualize that you are gently sweeping away the dust and worries. You are becoming healthy and happy. At the same time, think, I'm closing this meditation practice.
The handheld and display ornaments series presented for the first time include 3 auspicious beasts, dragon head turtles, lions and elephants. Each piece is ground and carved from natural materials. Their shape, quality, lines and craftsmanship are exquisite, soft and excellent. Dragon head turtles symbolize honor, social status, longevity and authority. Bixi's head is a dragon, and its body is a turtle, so it's called a dragon head turtle. A dragon head turtle knows astronomy, geography and the human world. It was considered an auspicious beast protecting the country in ancient times. It guards the country's prosperity, safety and well-being. These handheld dragon head turtles help their owners dispel evils, prevent disasters, fulfill their wishes, and live a long, healthy and serene life. Auspicious elephants symbolize good fortune and peace in traditional Chinese culture. They're considered the virtuous among beasts. They symbolize peace, auspiciousness, wish fulfillment, bestowing blessings and fortune. Elephants are gentle with formidable power. In describing a bodhisattva entering his mother's womb, he is said to be riding on a white elephant or taking the form of an elephant. Bodhisattvas are thus gentle with formidable power, like elephants. Samantabhadra rode a white elephant with 6 tusks. This elephant display ornament blesses its owner with prosperity, peace, health, auspiciousness, and great expansive aspiration and action, with perfect virtues and merits. Auspicious lions are the king of all beasts. They are strong, fearless and terrifying. They symbolize honorable status and authority. Ancient Chinese believed that lions not only dispel evils and block negative energy, but also bring auspicious energy. In Buddhism, lions have an important implication. When Buddha was teaching, he was described as a lion roaring. Lions protect Buddhist centers, Buddhist disciples, and their causes while supporting good and dispelling evil. These auspicious lions display ornaments dispel evil and negative energy, and protect the household. They also protect and help karmically connected practitioners be courageous, diligent, and fearless on their cultivation path. These handheld and display ornaments presented for the first time are specially blessed by meditation master JinBodhi with auspicious energy and good fortune. Whether we carry them on us or display them at homes or offices, they are all very auspicious treasures.
Today's class has successfully completed. See you tomorrow.
再见。